Hey everyone, welcome back to Skills for Life, where we dive deep into the skills that can truly transform your life. I'm Alex, and I'm here with my co-host Sarah. How's it going, Sarah?
Hey, Alex. I'm doing great, and I'm super excited about today's episode. We're going to talk about life-changing skills. I think it's going to be a great conversation.
Absolutely. So let's jump right in. When we talk about life-changing skills, there are so many directions we can go. But let's start with one that I think is foundational: communication skills.
Oh, for sure. Communication is key in so many areas of life. Whether it's personal relationships, professional settings, or even just navigating day-to-day interactions, being able to communicate effectively can make such a huge difference.
Totally. I remember when I was younger, I was really shy and had a hard time expressing myself. But once I started working on my communication skills, it was like a whole new world opened up. I felt more confident, and it really helped me in my career too.
Yeah, confidence is a big part of it. And it's not just about talking, it's also about listening. Active listening is such an underrated skill, but it can really change the way you connect with others.
Exactly. When you listen actively, you're not just hearing words, you're understanding the message behind them. It helps build stronger relationships because people feel heard and valued.
Absolutely. And in professional settings, good communication can lead to better teamwork, more effective problem solving, and even career advancement. I think it's one of those skills that can benefit anyone, no matter what field they're in.
Agreed. So let's talk about another life-changing skill: time management. This is something a lot of people struggle with, myself included.
Oh, definitely. Time management is huge. There's just so much to juggle in life, and without good time management skills, it's easy to feel overwhelmed.
For sure. I used to be the king of procrastination. I would always put things off until the last minute, and then I'd be stressed out trying to get everything done. But once I started implementing some time management techniques, things got a lot better.
What techniques did you find most helpful?
A few things. First, I started using a planner to map out my days and weeks, having a visual representation of what I needed to do, and when really helped me stay on track. I also started setting specific goals for each day, which kept me focused.
That's great. I found that breaking tasks down into smaller, more manageable pieces is really helpful too. It makes big projects seem less daunting and helps me make steady progress.
Yes, definitely. And prioritizing tasks is important too. Not everything on your to-do list is equally important, so figuring out what needs to be done first can make a big difference.
Absolutely. And along those lines, learning to say no is a valuable skill too. It's easy to overcommit and end up stretched too thin. Knowing your limits and setting boundaries is key to managing your time effectively.
So true, it's all about finding a balance. Speaking of balance, let's talk about another important skill: emotional intelligence.
Yes. Emotional intelligence is such a game changer. It's all about being aware of your own emotions and the emotions of others, and using that awareness to navigate social interactions.
Exactly. It's about empathy, self-regulation, and social skills. People with high emotional intelligence tend to have better relationships and are often more successful in their careers because they can handle interpersonal dynamics effectively.
And it's something that can be developed over time. It's not like you either have it or you don't. There are ways to improve your emotional intelligence, like practicing mindfulness, reflecting on your interactions, and seeking feedback.
Right. And being open to feedback is a big part of it. It's not always easy to hear, but it's essential for growth.
Definitely. And I think it ties into another skill that can be life-changing: adaptability. The ability to adapt to new situations and challenges is crucial in today's fast-paced world.
Yes, adaptability is huge. The world is constantly changing, and being able to adjust and pivot when needed can make a big difference in both your personal and professional life.
Absolutely. It's about being flexible and open-minded and not getting too stuck in your ways. It's also about being proactive and taking initiative when things change, rather than just reacting to circumstances.
For sure. And part of that is having a growth mindset. Believing that you can learn and grow, even from setbacks and failures, is so important.
Yes, a growth mindset is key. It's the difference between seeing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow versus seeing them as insurmountable obstacles.
Exactly. And speaking of learning, let's talk about another life-changing skill, lifelong learning.
Oh, I love this one. Lifelong learning is all about continuously seeking knowledge and personal development. It's about staying curious and being open to new ideas and experiences.
Yes, and in today's world, where things are constantly evolving, being a lifelong learner is more important than ever. It helps you stay relevant and adaptable, and it keeps life interesting too.
Absolutely. There are so many ways to keep learning, whether it's through formal education, reading books, taking online courses, or even just having meaningful conversations with others.
Definitely. And it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Even dedicating just a little bit of time each day to learning something new can add up over time.
For sure. And it's not just about professional development. It can be about personal interests and hobbies, too. Learning new skills and exploring new interests can be incredibly fulfilling.
Absolutely. So let's recap some of the life-changing skills we've talked about so far. Communication, time management, emotional intelligence, adaptability, and lifelong learning. These are all skills that can truly transform your life.
Yes, and the great thing is that these skills are all interconnected. Improving one can often help you improve others as well.
Exactly. And it's never too late to start working on these skills. It's a continuous journey, and there's always room for growth.
Absolutely. So, for our listeners, we hope this conversation has been inspiring and that you've picked up some ideas for skills to work on. Remember, it's all about taking small steps and making steady progress.
Definitely. And we'd love to hear from you. What life-changing skills have you found most valuable? Let us know in the comments or on social media.
Segment 2. Diving deeper into communication skills.
All right, Sarah, let's dive a bit deeper into communication skills. You mentioned active listening earlier. Can you share some tips on how to practice active listening effectively?
Absolutely. Active listening is all about being fully present in the conversation. One tip is to really focus on the speaker and avoid distractions. That means putting away your phone, making eye contact, and nodding to show you're engaged.
That's a good one. I think it's also important to avoid interrupting. It's easy to jump in with your own thoughts, but letting the other person finish their point shows respect and helps you understand their perspective better.
Yes, exactly. And paraphrasing what the other person said can also be helpful. It shows that you're paying attention and helps clarify any misunderstandings. You might say something like, "So what I'm hearing is," and then repeat back what they said in your own words.
Right. That's a great technique. It also gives the speaker a chance to correct you if you misunderstood something. Another tip I've found useful is to ask open-ended questions. This encourages the speaker to share more and keeps the conversation flowing.
Definitely. Open-ended questions are great for deepening the conversation, and showing empathy is important too. Acknowledge the other person's feelings and show that you care. It can really strengthen your connection.
Absolutely. It's amazing how much of a difference these small actions can make in your interactions. Now, what about nonverbal communication? How important is that in effective communication?
Nonverbal communication is huge. In fact, some studies suggest that the majority of communication is nonverbal. Things like body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice all play a big role in how your message is received.
That's so true. Even things like your posture and the way you use your hands can convey a lot. It's something to be mindful of, especially in professional settings.
Yes, and being aware of your own nonverbal cues can help you be a more effective communicator. It's also important to be able to read other people's nonverbal signals. It can give you insight into how they're feeling and help you respond appropriately.
Definitely. It's a skill that can take some practice, but it's worth it. All right, let's shift gears a bit and talk about time management again. You mentioned using a planner earlier. What other tools or techniques have you found helpful?
There are so many tools out there, but one that I really like is the Pomodoro technique. It's a time management method where you work in short, focused bursts, usually 25 minutes, followed by a short break. It helps keep you focused and prevents burnout.
I've heard of that. I've tried it a few times, and it really does help with productivity. Another tool I found useful is time blocking. It's where you schedule specific blocks of time for different tasks throughout your day. It helps ensure that you're dedicating enough time to your priorities.
Yes, time blocking is great. It's like creating a roadmap for your day. And it can be flexible too. If something unexpected comes up, you can adjust your blocks accordingly.
Exactly. And along those lines, I think setting boundaries is crucial for good time management. It's easy to let work or other commitments take over your entire day, but having clear boundaries helps you maintain a healthy work-life balance.
Absolutely. Setting boundaries and sticking to them can be challenging, but it's so important. It's about knowing your limits and making sure you have time for self-care and other important aspects of your life.
For sure. And speaking of self-care, let's talk about stress management. It's another important skill that can have a big impact on your life.
Yes, stress management is crucial. Chronic stress can take a serious toll on your physical and mental health. So finding ways to manage it is key. There are a lot of techniques out there, like mindfulness meditation, deep breathing exercises, and regular physical activity.
Absolutely. I've found that mindfulness meditation has been really helpful for me. It's a great way to center yourself and stay grounded, especially during stressful times.
Yes, mindfulness can be incredibly powerful. It's all about being present in the moment and not getting caught up in worries about the past or future. It can really help reduce stress and improve your overall well-being.
Definitely. And exercise is another great way to manage stress. It doesn't have to be anything intense. Even a short walk can make a big difference.
Yes, physical activity is a great stress reliever. It helps release endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. Plus, it's a great way to clear your mind and take a break from whatever is stressing you out.
Absolutely. And I think another important aspect of stress management is having a support system. Whether it's friends, family, or a therapist, having people you can talk to and lean on can make a big difference.
Yes, having a support system is so important. It's easy to feel isolated when you're stressed, but reaching out to others can help you feel more connected and supported.
For sure. So we've covered a lot of ground today. Communication, time management, emotional intelligence, adaptability, lifelong learning, and stress management. These are all skills that can truly transform your life.
Absolutely. And the great thing is that these skills are all interconnected. Improving one can often help you improve others as well.
Exactly. And it's never too late to start working on these skills. It's a continuous journey, and there's always room for growth.
Absolutely. So for our listeners, we hope this conversation has been inspiring and that you've picked up some ideas for skills to work on. Remember, it's all about taking small steps and making steady progress.
Definitely. And we'd love to hear from you. What life-changing skills have you found most valuable?
Segment 3. Exploring adaptability and emotional intelligence.
All right, Sarah, let's dive a bit deeper into adaptability. In today's fast-paced world, things are constantly changing. How can someone develop their adaptability skills?
Great question, Alex. Developing adaptability starts with having an open mind. Be willing to embrace change and see it as an opportunity rather than a threat. It's also about being proactive and seeking out new experiences that push you out of your comfort zone.
That's a great point. I think a lot of people fear change because it's uncomfortable, but stepping out of your comfort zone is where growth happens. Do you have any personal experiences where you had to adapt to a big change?
Oh, definitely. One of the biggest changes I had to adapt to was moving to a new city for a job. It was a completely new environment, and I didn't know anyone there. It was challenging at first, but it really taught me a lot about resilience and flexibility.
That sounds like a huge adjustment. How did you handle it?
I tried to stay positive and open-minded. I made an effort to meet new people and get involved in the community. I also focused on the opportunities that came with the change, like new career prospects and personal growth. It wasn't easy, but it was definitely worth it.
That's inspiring. It's all about mindset, isn't it? Seeing challenges as opportunities can really make a difference.
Absolutely. And I think that ties into emotional intelligence as well. Being able to manage your emotions and stay positive in the face of change is a big part of adaptability.
For sure. Emotional intelligence is all about understanding and managing your own emotions, as well as being aware of and empathetic towards others. It's such a valuable skill in both personal and professional settings.
Yes, and it's something that can be developed over time. Practicing mindfulness, reflecting on your interactions, and seeking feedback are all great ways to improve your emotional intelligence.
Yes, and it's something that can be developed over time. Practicing mindfulness, reflecting on your interactions, and seeking feedback are all great ways to improve your emotional intelligence.
Yes, and it helps you build stronger relationships. When people see that you're open to feedback and willing to learn and grow, it builds trust and respect.
Absolutely. And speaking of relationships, let's talk about another life-changing skill, networking. Building a strong network can open up so many opportunities.
Yes, networking is key. It's all about building and maintaining relationships that can help you both personally and professionally. It's not just about what others can do for you, but also about how you can help and support others.
Exactly. It's about creating mutually beneficial relationships. And it doesn't have to be intimidating. Networking can happen in casual settings like social events or even online.
Yes, and it's important to be genuine and authentic. People can tell when you're being sincere, and it makes a big difference in building trust and rapport.
Absolutely. And follow-up is key too. After meeting someone, it's important to stay in touch and nurture the relationship. It shows that you value the connection.
Yes, follow-up is crucial. A simple email or message can go a long way in keeping the relationship alive.
Definitely. And I think another important aspect of networking is being prepared. Having a clear idea of what you want to achieve and what you have to offer can help you make the most of networking opportunities.
Absolutely. Being prepared and having a clear purpose can make your interactions more meaningful and productive.
For sure. So we've covered a lot of ground today. Communication, time management, emotional intelligence, adaptability, lifelong learning, stress management, and networking. These are all skills that can truly transform your life.
Absolutely. And the great thing is that these skills are all interconnected. Improving one can often help you improve others as well.
Exactly. And it's never too late to start working on these skills. It's a continuous journey, and there's always room for growth.
Absolutely. So for our listeners, we hope this conversation has been inspiring and that you've picked up some ideas for skills to work on. Remember, it's all about taking small steps and making steady progress.
Segment 4. The importance of lifelong learning and personal growth.
All right, Sarah, let's dive a bit deeper into lifelong learning. In today's world, staying curious and continuously seeking knowledge is more important than ever. How can someone cultivate a mindset of lifelong learning?
Great question, Alex. Cultivating a mindset of lifelong learning starts with being curious and open-minded. It's about seeing every experience as an opportunity to learn something new. It also helps to set aside dedicated time for learning, whether it's reading, taking courses, or exploring new hobbies.
That's a great point. I think a lot of people get caught up in the idea that learning only happens in formal settings like schools or universities. But there are so many ways to learn, from books, podcasts, online courses, and even everyday experiences.
Absolutely, and learning doesn't have to be a chore. It can be fun and exciting. It's about finding topics that interest you and diving into them. It can be anything from learning a new language, exploring a new hobby, or even just staying updated on current events.
For sure. And I think having a growth mindset is crucial. Believing that you can learn and grow, even from setbacks and failures, is so important.
A growth mindset is key. It's the difference between seeing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow versus seeing them as insurmountable obstacles.
Exactly. And I think it's also important to surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Being part of a community of learners can be incredibly motivating.
Absolutely. Having a support system and being around people who share your enthusiasm for learning can make a big difference. It's also a great way to exchange ideas and learn from others.
For sure. And let's not forget the importance of reflection. Taking the time to reflect on what you've learned and how you can apply it to your life is crucial for personal growth.
Yes, reflection is so important. It helps you internalize what you've learned and see how it fits into the bigger picture of your life. It's also a great way to identify areas where you want to keep learning and growing.
Absolutely. So we've covered a lot of ground today. Communication, time management, emotional intelligence, adaptability, lifelong learning, stress management, and networking. These are all skills that can truly transform your life.
Absolutely, and the great thing is that these skills are all interconnected. Improving one can often help you improve others as well.
Exactly. And it's never too late to start working on these skills. It's a continuous journey, and there's always room for growth.
Absolutely. So for our listeners, we hope this conversation has been inspiring and that you've picked up some ideas for skills to work on. Remember, it's all about taking small steps and making steady progress.
Segment 5. Applying skills in real life.
Sarah, let's talk about how we can apply these skills in real life. Sometimes it's easy to understand the theory, but putting it into practice can be a different story. What advice do you have for our listeners on applying these skills?
That's a great point, Alex. Applying these skills in real life starts with self-awareness. Understanding your strengths and areas for improvement is key. It's also important to set realistic goals and take small steps towards achieving them.
Definitely. Setting specific, measurable goals can help you stay focused and motivated. It's also important to be patient with yourself. Developing new skills takes time and effort, and it's okay to make mistakes along the way.
Absolutely, and seeking feedback is crucial too. Don't be afraid to ask for feedback from others. It can provide valuable insights and help you see things from a different perspective.
For sure. And I think it's also important to stay flexible. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes things don't go as planned. Being able to adapt and adjust your approach is a valuable skill in itself.
Yes, flexibility is key. It's about being open to new ideas and willing to change your approach when needed. It's also about staying positive and resilient in the face of challenges.
Absolutely. And let's not forget the importance of celebrating your progress. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of your goals and forget to acknowledge how far you've come.
Yes, celebrating your progress is so important. It helps you stay motivated and reminds you of the progress you've made. It's also a great way to build confidence and momentum.
For sure. So we've covered a lot of ground today: communication, time management, emotional intelligence, adaptability, lifelong learning, stress management, and networking. These are all skills that can truly transform your life.
Absolutely. And the great thing is that these skills are all interconnected. Improving one can often help you improve others as well.
Exactly. And it's never too late to start working on these skills. It's a continuous journey, and there's always room for growth.
Absolutely. So for our listeners, we hope this conversation has been inspiring and that you've picked up some ideas for skills to work on. Remember, it's all about taking small steps and making steady progress.
Definitely. And we'd love to hear from you. What life-changing skills have you found most valuable? Let us know in the comments or on social media.
Yes, we'd love to hear your stories and tips. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps us out.
Some questions and answers related to the topics discussed in the podcast on life-changing skills.
Communication skills.
What are some key elements of effective communication?
Effective communication involves clear articulation of thoughts, active listening, empathy, and appropriate nonverbal cues. It's important to be concise, respectful, and to confirm understanding through feedback or paraphrasing.
How can active listening improve your relationships?
Active listening shows that you value and respect the other person's perspective. It builds trust and rapport, reduces misunderstandings, and fosters a deeper connection by making the speaker feel heard and understood.
Time management.
What are some common time management techniques?
Common techniques include using planners or digital calendars, time blocking, setting SMART goals, prioritizing tasks using the Eisenhower matrix, and employing methods like the Pomodoro technique to maintain focus and productivity.
How can you overcome procrastination?
Overcoming procrastination involves breaking tasks into smaller steps, setting clear deadlines, eliminating distractions, using positive reinforcement, and understanding the underlying reasons for procrastination, such as fear of failure or perfectionism.
Emotional intelligence.
What are the components of emotional intelligence?
Emotional intelligence comprises self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. It involves recognizing and managing your own emotions, understanding others' emotions, and navigating social complexities effectively.
How can you improve your emotional intelligence?
Improving emotional intelligence can be achieved through mindfulness practices, reflecting on your emotions and behaviors, seeking feedback, practicing empathy by considering others' perspectives, and developing better communication skills.
Adaptability.
Why is adaptability important in today's world?
Adaptability is crucial due to the fast-paced and ever-changing nature of the modern world. It enables you to handle unexpected challenges, pivot when necessary, and remain relevant in both personal and professional contexts.
How can you develop your adaptability skills?
Developing adaptability involves embracing change, seeking new experiences, staying curious, practicing resilience, and maintaining a positive attitude toward challenges. It also helps to be proactive and open-minded.
Lifelong learning.
What are the benefits of lifelong learning?
Lifelong learning keeps your mind active, enhances your skills, and increases your adaptability. It can lead to personal growth, career advancement, and a more fulfilling life by constantly challenging you and expanding your knowledge.
How can you integrate lifelong learning into your daily routine?
You can integrate lifelong learning by dedicating time each day to reading, taking online courses, attending workshops, engaging in discussions, exploring new hobbies, and staying curious about the world around you.
Stress management.
What are some effective stress management techniques?
Effective techniques include mindfulness meditation, deep breathing exercises, regular physical activity, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, time management, seeking social support, and engaging in activities that you enjoy and find relaxing.
How does regular physical activity help manage stress?
Regular physical activity helps manage stress by releasing endorphins, which are natural mood enhancers. It also provides a physical outlet for tension, improves sleep, and boosts overall mental well-being.
Networking.
Why is networking important?
Networking is important because it helps you build relationships that can provide support, advice, and opportunities. It can lead to career advancement, personal growth, and a broader understanding of different perspectives.
How can you effectively build and maintain a network?
Building and maintaining a network involves being genuine and authentic, actively participating in social and professional events, following up with contacts, offering help and value to others, and staying in touch regularly.
General questions.
How can you stay motivated while developing new skills?
Staying motivated can be achieved by setting clear and attainable goals, tracking your progress, celebrating small victories, seeking inspiration from others, maintaining a positive mindset, and reminding yourself of the long-term benefits.
What role does feedback play in personal development?
Feedback is essential for personal development as it provides insights into your strengths and areas for improvement. Constructive feedback helps you learn from your experiences, make necessary adjustments, and continue growing.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Until next time, keep learning and growing.